So, Matty, welcome back to the preview show after what has been a really positive week for the rugby club. Of course, a week where we picked up a huge win on the road at Morley. Matty, now that you've had a couple of days to digest that victory, how are you sort of feeling and how are the lads doing?
Yeah, feeling good, mate. The lads are obviously, it's a huge boost for us. Like what we said after Saturday, it's probably the first time I think that all the lads have kind of gone to Morley and come away with a win. So after a month off with a couple of kind of false starts and obviously Christmas, it was a great performance from the lads, and it was something that we really wanted to start our kind of 22 campaign off. And yeah, so it was great, mate.
In terms of performances this season, Matty, to go away from home and get a win is one thing. To go away from home, get a win and get a bonus point is another, especially at Morley. Where does that rank in terms of the best performances we've had this season? Because for me, watching from the sidelines, it looked like it'd have to be up there.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of our best away performances. I think obviously the Driftfield coming back and kind of like drawing that game when we were out of it. But yeah, I think the way that we kind of played and obviously the circumstances around it, the weather and the conditions, and we're not kind of, as we said, we're not really a great kind of weather condition kind of club and team. So to actually get that kind of monkey off our back and get away with a good win and kind of those testing conditions was great for the lads and a huge confidence boost. If we can kind of stick to our kind of targets and stick to the areas that we want to kind of play, it shows that we can kind of win games on the road and away from home.
Yeah, well, turning attention to this weekend, Matty, I think it took me quite a while to dry off from the last time that we played Pocklington at their spot. You talked about your side not being an all-weather side. I mean, we came away with a 20-8 defeat in a game that really was not one for the neutrals. You'll be looking to hopefully repay the favour on Saturday and pick up more points.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can't take anything away. Pocklington really played the kind of weather conditions well. We know that they've got a good kind of kicking kind of back line and they put themselves in the areas and we made mistakes, try to play out of our own half, and obviously they capitalised. So we need to make sure that we learn from these kind of first round games. What we said to the lads is just that we need another performance. If we can get a performance like what we did on Saturday and we kind of stick to those kind of high levels that we kind of set ourselves, then we're going to hopefully kind of come away with that kind of, if not a win, then obviously a good performance at home. And that's all I can ask for from the lads, is that we go out there and make sure that we kind of put that performance on for everyone.
Yeah, well, for those who haven't seen the North 1 East table, you've got quite a crowded middle section, I guess. You've got Morley in 11th on 30 points, Pocklington, Morpeth, ourselves are on 35, and then you've got Moulton and Motown. So, Matt, essentially a victory on Saturday could put the team up into 6th if results go our way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think by the looks of things, we're a couple of games behind a few kind of teams as well, with a couple of like mishaps at what we've had. So it's just, as you said, well, we're just going to go in about our business. We know that we've got a good run of home games coming up, so we need to make sure that we kind of put our best foot forward and we get a couple of wins, and as you said, like, we kind of get back up that table where I think we kind of belong.
Yeah, well, you've named a pretty similar team, Matty. That it doesn't happen very often that we name the same team or near enough the same team. So Joe Nellis and Jordan Holloway there with Sam Dawson. Now, Sam Dawson is subject to change and he could be replaced by Tom Reed. You've got Luke Brown, Will Renard, Ewan Govier, Drew Govier and Dylan Robinson. It's then Alex Rowley, Tom Ratcliffe, Harry Dummett returns for John T. Holloway, Aaron Wilson and Joe Marshall in the centre, Joe Davies on the wing and Pat Roberts at fullback. Sam Pollock is on the bench again. Phil Watson is on the bench as well as Tom Harrison. Now, Pocklington, Matty, are on the run of two contrasting games, really. They lost at home to Morley, but then beat Old Broads at home. They're not going to be, they're not going to be an easy game, but with a side that's similar to what you had on Saturday, it's nice that you've got some continuity throughout the games.
Yeah, that's right. We can know that we can build on, obviously, kind of like what happened last week. It's great to put out there on kind of the same kind of team. We're getting a bit of leadership back within our squad as well, which is perfect at this kind of time of the year as well. So we're looking for that kind of a good game, and then we're making sure that the lads kind of show up. And we had a good kind of training session last night, so we need to make sure we bring that again on Thursday night and then into Saturday.
Yeah, and just looking at the stats, mate, I know it's not really too good to look at stats, but we are second so far in the league for least points conceded at home. So we've only conceded 96 points at home, which is pretty decent. And to say that at the start we were a little bit leaky in defence, Matty, things seem to be clicking into place, and teams just don't seem to be coming away from our 22 with any points.
Yeah, that's right. I think the scramble defence and what the lads have been kind of showing at home and also away has been fantastic. The effort that we're kind of putting in on our defense at the moment and the structures that we're looking to try and kind of upheld as a squad and as a team. The lads are really buying into it. So it's fantastic. Obviously, when you do show those stats, then obviously the work that the lads are putting in, it shows that the guys are doing the right kind of things in the right areas, and we're kind of frustrating teams and making sure that they earn every kind of point that they get.